A love affair that changed a kingdom, a king obsessed, and a queen who paid the ultimate price. Today, on Country of History, we're diving into one of the most infamous betrayals in English history. The tragic story of Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII. The year is 1525 and King Henry VIII of England is growing frustrated. He's been married to Queen Catherine of Aragon for nearly 20 years, but has no male heir. For a king, this is a dangerous position. His dynasty, the Tudor line, rests on producing a son to secure the throne. Enter Anne Boleyn, a captivating young woman with charm, intelligence, and ambition. Henry was captivated and he was willing to go to great lengths to have Anne. In his pursuit he took drastic steps, ones that would shake England to its core. The Catholic Church refused to grant him an annulment from Queen Catherine, so Henry made an unprecedented move. He broke with the Catholic Church, declaring himself the supreme head of the Church of England, a decision that led to the English Reformation. In 1533, after years of waiting and court drama, Anne became Queen of England. Her coronation was lavish, and she finally had everything she dreamed of: a crown, a title, and the man she loved. But the honeymoon period was short-lived. Anne's main task was clear. She needed to give Henry the son he so desperately wanted. In 1533, Anne gave birth to a daughter, Elizabeth, a disappointment to Henry, who was set on having a male heir. Anne was aware of the stakes. If she didn't provide a son, her position was in danger. Still, she remained confident and continued to hold court with charm and influence, gathering both friends and enemies. As time passed, Henry grew restless. Anne had several pregnancies, but none resulted in a surviving male heir. Frustration set in, and Henry's eyes began to wander. By 1536, he had already become interested in another lady of the court, Jane Seymour, and Anne's once solid position was slipping. In May 1536, Anne was arrested and taken to the Tower of London. The charges against her were shocking: adultery with multiple men, including her own brother, and conspiring to kill the king. The trial was a spectacle, and the evidence was flimsy at best. Many believed the charges were fabricated, designed only to remove Anne from power. But Henry was no longer the man who had once been so passionately in love. His obsession had turned to resentment, and he seemed indifferent to her fate. Despite a lack of solid proof, Anne was found guilty, and the sentence was brutal: execution by beheading. On May 19, 1536, Anne Boleyn was led to the scaffold. She wore a dark gown and kept her composure, even making a short speech to the crowd. Historians say she met her end with dignity, accepting her fate. Her final words, however, were chilling. She said, "I pray God save the king and send him long to reign over you, for a gentler and more merciful prince was there never." With a single swing of the sword, Anne Boleyn's life ended, and so did her short reign as queen. Henry moved on almost immediately, marrying Jane Seymour just days after Anne's execution. But Anne's story didn't end there. Though she didn't provide Henry with a son, her daughter Elizabeth would grow up to become one of England's greatest monarchs, reigning as Elizabeth I. Anne's ambition and intelligence were passed on to Elizabeth, who went on to lead England into a golden age. Anne Boleyn's rise and fall remind us of the dangers of ambition and the ruthlessness of royal politics. Her story is one of love, betrayal, and the brutal cost of crossing a powerful king. What do you think? Was Anne Boleyn a victim of Henry's ambitions, or was she too ambitious for her own good? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching Country of History. Subscribe for more stories of ambition, betrayal, and power from the pages of history.